is fair in love and marriage. Discussing everything from A to Z, cause that's the way it's supposed to be, yeah. All is fair in love and marriage. We may agree to disagree, but in the end we know it's you and me.
What's good, everybody?
What's going on?
It is us.
The Newsomes.
Yes, here in the flesh. It really is us. And this is...
The All is Fair in Love and Marriage podcast.
It's still going, y'all. I promise it's still going.
Listen, we be on these hiatuses like crazy.
It's crazy. We're going to try to figure out a schedule. We're going to figure something out because, just because.
Hopefully y'all missed us. We missed y'all.
Y'all missed us. We missed y'all. We've been talking about recording and doing some content. And if you're a content creator, you understand. It is hard out here for a man.
Especially
when he's trying to make his money for the rent.
Right.
Before we start the show, shout out to Daily. You know, we like to shout out apparel on our shows. And guess what?
It's ours.
It's ours.
So make sure y'all support it.
Yes.
Check us out.
newtwosomeempire.com. You will find everything that the Newsome family has to offer.
That's right.
See
right.
Newsome Music,
That's
Be Extraordinary
right.
Graphics, Die Daily Wear.
Say
Come
it.
on, okay?
Say
All
it.
is Fair Love and Marriage podcast. It's like a one-stop shop.
We got it all.
We got it all. So check us out, okay?
Do it.
Anywho, so I wanted to get on here. I made sure. I was like, we have to record this week because I don't know if y'all watch, but Love is Blind.
It's a good show.
On Netflix.
It's a good show.
It's amazing. It is, if you're not familiar with it, it's about people, men and women, meeting in these pods. And they don't see each other. They just talk. You know how we used to do back in the day, just having text conversations.
Date without seeing each other.
Right. But this is different. They are talking to marry. Talking to propose, really. Because they don't necessarily...
I was confused when you said that. Talking to Mary. I'm like, who is Mary?
They don't necessarily have to get married. But the goal is to propose. And when they decide that they are going to propose, that's when they see each other. Like, they propose first, then they see each other. And we binge watched, kind of, sort of. And we are waiting for the final episode.
We're waiting for it.
Waiting for it.
They left us hanging.
Oh my God.
They left us hanging.
They did us dirty. So, there's a few couples on there I really wanted to talk about. Because, actually, all the couples. And, you know, kind of give our input on them. And I had to write them down. Because there's a few of them. I feel like it wasn't this many last time.
I feel like not everybody made it to that end.
Not everybody made it to the end. Last season, man, my favorite couple, Lauren and Cameron. Oh, I love them so much. So much. I was like, I just love them. I know they're going to get married. They did. So speaking of recap and predictions, let's chat predictions. So first up, we have Kyle and Shayna. Kyle's an atheist. Shayna is a professed Christian.
That ain't working.
So, if y'all haven't seen the show, these are going to be spoiler alerts. So, go watch it and then make sure y'all come back.
Yep.
Make sure y'all come back. Come back. So, she called it off because she felt that they were unequally yoked. Well, that's not what she said, but that's what she meant.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, my faith means a lot to me, and blah blah blah. That wasn't the real reason.
It wasn't gonna work either way.
She wanted Shane.
She wanted Shane,
and she was nuts. They both was nuts.
We said it.
Yeah.
I said it.
I got a problem with
it
us.
The whole time I was watching that girl, I'm like, yeah,
she crazy.
She's nuts.
It's a crazy one on every season. Anywho, so we talked about unequally yoked. So I've heard a lot of pastors say, A sanctified wife sanctifies her husband,
And vice versa.
and vice versa. I didn't hear vice versa. Oh, I only heard sanctified wife sanctifies her husband.
This is scriptural.
What does the scripture say?
Look.
Let's Google that. Sanctified wife. So it says in 1 Corinthians 7 and 14, I'll go to the King James Version because that's the real.
It says, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband.
Elsewhere your children are clean, but now are they holy? Come on, holy kids.
Yeah, so it's vice versa.
So, and it's so crazy. I never heard anybody say anything about the husband sanctifying the wife. Oh, that's nice. So, like, do you believe that if they would have got married, that they would have been all right?
See, I feel like that reference point, and I would have to go in and study, because I've never actually studied it, but I feel like that reference point is dealing with individuals who neither of them were sanctified. The one becomes sanctified, and because of the fact that they are now sanctified, they cover essentially the rest of those that are connected.
And I don't know old girl's relationship with God.
Right.
But
But
the way it portrayed.
But like my stance is being that she's already professing, to be saved,
Right.
in her relationship with God, and knowing that he's an atheist. I don't think that would fall under that category.
I don't think that it wouldn't fall under that category. It just, to me, I think it depends on how deep your relationship with God is. Can you really pray an atheist through to love God, to have a relationship with God?
And then I also think it matters what kind of atheist he is. Is he an atheist that just hasn't really been introduced?
And I think that's what he said on the show.
The knowledge of God, or is he one that combats the knowledge of God?
Right. And he did say that. He was like, because he was like, I want to marry you. And he was a little hurt. He ain't seem too hurt.
He was smiling.
He ain't seem too hurt. But he was saying, like, she, like, we could get married and, I haven't necessarily thought about it, and we could kind of see where things go, and I'm open to the opportunity. I'm open to the knowledge of, you know what I mean? So, who knows? All right, moving on. We have Deep D and Shake.
I like them.
I love them.
I like them.
I love them now.
He had some.
He has
some character issues he
in
had
the
to work
past.
through.
Yeah, he definitely did.
But he seems to be doing a lot more self-inflection. And he's discovering some of the areas where he definitely needed to pull up. And I don't know, it seems genuine. It definitely seems genuine.
Right.
Especially because he's trying to get to a place where he's, he vocalized that he wasn't willing to let go of the relationship.
Right.
Based upon the fact that they have such a strong bond.
Right. And his struggle was lack of physical, sensual, sexual attraction.
I feel like he dated his auntie.
Hey, auntie. So with that, we had kind of brought up the idea of not going into marriage with the rabbit love, because he was like, yo, I'm just so used to like being all over everybody that I've dated, and like just, I just can't keep my hands off you.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Going into marriage with the idea that it's going to be rabbit love all the time, you're destined for failure. Especially if you plan to have multiple children and you don't have a nanny.
It's going to be some stuff that's going to be a barrier in maintaining.
There's going to be a lot of
that
stuff.
Sex drive.
You don't know what the future holds in marriage. When it comes to childbearing, women don't always 100% recuperate right after childbirth. Children don't always get out the bed immediately after. They shouldn't be in the bed, but sometimes we put the babies in the bed, especially for women that nurse. For me, it was easier because they right there. We right there. We gon' yeah. But those are barriers that stop the rabbit mentality.
Yep.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Yep.
So, so I think that because, especially even when you have younger children, even if they're not in your bed, sometimes they come in your room when they have a bad dream. Sometimes they wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and they be like, yeah, I don't want to go back to my bed. I want to go to mommy and daddy bed. Stuff like that kind of puts up some type of struggle when it comes to the fact that, you want to just do it all the time. Do it all the time, do it all the time, do it all the time. There's a barrier. Perfect timing. But no, and then, like, just, even still, there are some times where, like, you think, there's some times where you dating somebody and you're, like, physical with them all the time. Yeah, the first thing in your mind is gonna be touchy Billy.
Right.
But sometimes people be tired. You be tired. I be trying to grab your booty and you be sleepy.
You are front. Big front.
But I just, we was like, do you think that entering into a marriage with the mindset that y'all gonna go at it all the time, is it realistic?
And I guess that's where, that's where, like the church tries to, teach and cultivate the idea of celibacy into marriage, because a lot of people won't have that sex drive and that desire if they haven't already been introduced to it.
That's very true.
So it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to please your spouse because you both are each other's first. You don't have any other
to compare it to.
Exactly.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Well, do it like the word and you won't have no problem. All right. Okay. Moving along. We have the crazies. Danielle and Nick.
Oh my God. They gotta go.
They
gotta go. They annoy me.
Toxic.
They annoy me.
Toxic. I don't care what nobody say.
And you know what? He's trying.
He is.
He's trying hard. I give him credit, but I would have been out.
He is toxic.
There's too many red flags. They're like,
she twists everything around. She's
not willing to be openly communicative.
Okay, word. I never used that word before. But I think the age difference has a lot to do with it.
That's a huge difference.
He's 36 and she's 28. That's a big difference because a lot of times people try to get their party out their system before 30. And 36, he probably feel like, yo, I'm knocking on the door. Right. I need to settle down and have some children. Right. She probably still want to go out, still want to have time with her friends.
Like, she talking about, like, hanging out with, well, actually, the one weekend she was partying with her friends.
Courtney, what did she say that one weekend?
Oh, no, the one weekend they were, like, she was hanging out with her friend.
Right.
And, like, they were dancing on tables and stuff.
Right.
And the table got broke. So he asked a question. He was like, is this going to be, like, a every weekend thing? Like, are we going to have time for just us? Are we going to, and that turned into a whole fight.
Right. And and the thing is, she made it seem as if he was trying to control her. Like, oh, you can't go out every weekend. Like, he didn't even say that. He said, this is going to be an every weekend thing. And she like, what do you mean by that? And blah, blah, you're trying to control my life. And I'm like, oh, my Lord. And then 15 minutes later. And she's like, holding on to this. I am insecure because of my weight issues. You're not that person anymore. Like, you're not. She said she lost 70 pounds.
Come on, preacher.
She said she lost 70 pounds. and she's holding on to that weight.
Right.
Like when are you going to not be that person anymore? Because if you keep being that person, you're never gonna get past it. Ever gonna get past it. You're gonna always have that insecurity. She keeps owning, I'm insecure, I'm insecure. No. Say I used to be insecure about my weight, but I ain't secure no more. Come on here. Moving on.
And we're moving.
We have Salary or
Oh,
Malvador.
Sal
Sal
and
and
Mallory.
Mallory. So I like
them.
them.
I like them.
He sings a lot.
Yeah, you gotta stop with these little jingles.
But that's their culture. That's their culture.
Nah,
It is.
that ain't every. Nah, that ain't every. What is he? Is he
Well,
Mexican?
I think so.
They don't all sing.
But it's a part of their culture.
Yeah, it's a part of their culture. It's a part of black culture to sing and stuff too. Turn everything into a song. I might.
You might. You definitely do.
But
I like them though. I think it started off very realistic. You know, it was real human. Like she was like, "Oh, I seen him, and he wasn't to my liking like I normally like." But she grew to love the person that he was, and I think that was really dope. And super real. His is just like, you know, sometimes she could have shot herself in the foot and be like, "Nah, B, you ain't cute. You ain't what I'm looking for." And she would have been back on the same cycle, like she said, with the guys that she normally date.
right, it's a genuine love there.
I think so
feel like.
too.
But do you think there's more to the story from his ex-girlfriend?
Oh yeah. So I think no. I feel like
He just seemed a little hesitant when she was like, you know, if there's anything else, I don't know if I'll be able to move forward.
I think
He
it's
was like,
just he. I think it's because she gave him an ultimatum. Not an ultimatum, but like this is final. But I think what it is that
oh no.
he laid it down a few times. She got crazy in the head. Because, you know, sometimes
It happens.
it happens. And he probably
But
didn't want to let her down hard.
Or did he let her down at all?
Yeah, eventually. When she went to the house. And
When
the
he got
sister
back
was
to
like,
when he got back from the show.
yeah, because he was like, well, I found somebody, so I don't need you anymore. Pink flamingo. Moving on to my favorite couple. Not just because they're black, but because
That's
they're
a
black.
part of it, though. That's a part of it.
I
love
love
black
them.
love. I love black
Jared
love.
and Ayana.
Yeah,
They
love
love them. They
They
are
vibe.
a vibe.
It's so
they
real.
work so good together.
It's so real.
Ayana is so goofy.
Yeah.
She's like really, really goofy, and she's like a mini version of what, you know what I mean? Like he could just pick her up and just like I don't know. They just work. They just really work, and I love them. I love them so much. She has a lot of trust issues though. She has a lot of trust issues. Granted, she's been through a lot, but like I think that they're probably gonna have to put in a little bit of work when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to her insecurities of relationships and trust.
But I love the fact that he's willing to try to do what he can to make her feel more secure.
Even with his circle of crazy friends.
Right.
Because they like, you really, what? So, yeah. But I love them so much.
I do too.
I think like Lauren and Cam were my season 1 couple.
Hey, and this is your
Jared and Ayana are my two. Ayana's Michaela's middle name. So I think we have like a soul connection. You think? No? Okay. Oh, wait, we forgot a couple! Shane and Natalie!
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
I hope they make it.
I hope they make it. They
I like
mesh
them
really
too.
great
I like
too.
them too.
Like,
yeah, I hope they make it.
he is like, she is like his cinder block.
She grounds him.
And he's like a helium balloon.
Mm-hmm.
And they just like,
Yeah, she grounds him.
Works.
It meshes well.
I love their relationship.
They're good for each other.
I like them. I think that
as long as they can keep all the outside noise.
I don't think they're gonna have that. I mean, well, Shayna, because she's nuts. But I think that, like, I love the way that the family interacted when they went to the wedding gown fitting or whatever, the dress fitting. But I think as long as she allows herself to open up to him, I think that'll be great.
Yeah,
I think that'll be great.
I do too.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about them. Okay, so predictions. Kyle and Shayna, clearly it ain't happening. They already broke up.
Right.
Jared and Ayana, do you think that they both are going to say I do?
They're going to say I do.
I think it's going to be a little tough.
I think they're going to say I do. I think she's going to be hesitant. But I think he might also be hesitant just off of, this is real. This is, but I think he wants it.
I think he wants it. I think he's very nervous, but he's like, yo, I'm here. I'm going through with it.
Right.
This is it. We here now. What I'm doing. I think she is going to like be terrified and be like, I don't know if I can do this. I think eventually it'll happen, but she gonna go through some stuff before getting to that altar and saying I do. I feel like because
I agree.
Everything
especially
inside
especially because of the fact that she feels like she was the second choice.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's been weighing on her.
It's been weighing on her. And granted, she might have been the second choice. But sometimes God closes a door. Because, like he said at the Cubs, at the Bachelor joint, he was like, me and Mallory would have been good, but she would have just been like fun. You know what I mean? Like they would have had a lot of fun together, but fun does not equate to substance.
Ayana is again, she's like an opposite of him.
Right.
He's very extroverted. She's a huge introvert.
Mm-hmm.
She's very closed in. She's in a shell, quiet.
Right.
He's life of the party. Like I'm about to have fun.
And she
reins him in, and
when he gotta get it together.
Mm-hmm. And on the flip side, he gets her to open up a little.
Right.
So
I just love them.
Yeah. I really.
They my cousins.
I'm hoping and praying that it work out for them.
They my cousins.
I want that for them.
We need to have them on the show. Jared and Ayana.
We
when
calling
y'all say
on
I
y'all.
do, we calling y'all because y'all gonna come to the show. Okay. You just do it virtually. COVID and whatnot. Shane and Natalie. I think they're gonna say yes.
They're gonna say
I think it's gonna be I do. Because they good. I think they're good. I know it's probably gonna be, of course, cold feet and jitters, but I think they're gonna be good.
Parents are bought into it.
Yeah.
The father was bought into it at dinner.
He liked him.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna let the man eat his food?
Mom felt good about him.
Mm-hmm. Shake and Deepti. I don't know.
I feel like they're gonna be the curveball.
I don't know.
I feel like they might be the curveball.
I don't know. I feel like
she's gonna say yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like he's still gonna be hesitant because
maybe the show is throwing us a curveball. They had so much working against them from the beginning, internally, not any outside, like internally. Like I don't know, and then they just gonna be like a shoo-in. Like,
what if everybody makes it across?
That'd be so nice. I remember last season, man.
Yeah, they was dropping like flies.
They was dropping. That one chick ran and fell in the mud. Woo! I don't even remember her name. Oh, it was Gianna. It was the Italian girl. Yeah. She was crazy too.
She got up out of there.
Daniel and Nick. Is his name Nick or Nate?
I don't know. I was asking you that last night.
I don't know. Let's forget.
Danielle and that dude.
Do you think they're gonna make it?
I don't think so. He was sweating like a heathen slave. Hebrew
don't sweat, do they?
They don't have sweat glands.
They don't. So nasty.
Yeah, but he was sweating like a Hebrew slave.
Yes, he was.
That brother needed a tall glass of iced tea.
Oh, because he was a Hebrew slave.
No, because he was sweating. He was hot.
He couldn't just get a glass of water.
I don't know if water would have did it.
All right, and moving along. Last but not least, finally, Salvador.
I think they're gonna make it. Well,
Mallory.
I don't know.
So Mallory
I feel
family
like-
not on board,
So, yeah,
and she's like really
that's why
grounded
I'm
in
like-
family.
that's why I'm like, I don't know.
So
She was talking that talk like she was like, I'm willing to hurt the feelings of my family for this love, and I don't think she's gonna go through with it.
I don't know. I mean, like,
He a little crybaby.
just because they don't say I do doesn't mean that the relationship doesn't continue. But
I wonder if they gotta turn the rings in and stuff if they don't go.
they
through
probably
with
don't
it.
have to turn the rings in, but they got to end up paying for their own wedding eventually. I think that. Okay, put it down. I think they probably would continue to date, but I don't know.
I don't know if they're gonna continue to date. If she says no right now, I feel like he will walk away from it
He might.
because he's already felt like he wasn't. the
Oh,
choice.
right. He wasn't number one either. That's true. Well, what a tangled web we weave. Love is blind.
And it'll take over your mind.
Don't get me started. I know all them words. Yo, but seriously, if you have not watched it, go watch it.
Definitely,
It's really
it's
a
worth
good
the
show.
watch. It's worth the watch.
And it kind of opens your eyes in regards to love, in regards to a relationship, because you kind of build this relationship off of, emotion.
Let me ask you this before we head out: do you think love is blind, as Nick Lachey would say?
I don't know. Just like the physical.
Love.
I know, but is it blind to just the physical? Because, yeah, I think if you genuinely love somebody, like completely love somebody, regardless of their flaws, you will do whatever to pull them up and to be there and all of that. I don't think love is enough. So you have to genuinely love them and accompanying with patience and, grace and, all of that.
Aren't all those attributes of love?
They're attributes of love, but you can't do them without love. So I can't, if I don't love you. Oh wait, is that what I meant? Yes, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Because they don't work without love. That's what I mean. I'm not gonna be genuinely patient with you if I don't love you. And love doesn't necessarily have to be in the romantic form. But if you have the love of Christ, you're not gonna be patient with the people that you work with. Because that's just not who you are. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
But in a relationship, I'm gonna stick to the script. Stick to the assignment. I think that love is blind. However, I don't know. Yeah. Do you?
No.
We just talking about physically though. We're just talking about physical, like in the sense of the show. Because love can be blind, but like it was like a couple weeks, 12 weeks or something like that the whole process was, right?
Yeah.
Or
Might have been shorter.
It might have been shorter than that. I think it was shorter.
I think they date for 10 days.
Yeah. And then 5 weeks they have after that. So like 8 weeks, I think. I think it's like the whole process is like 8 weeks. Okay, so do you think, Cordy, So do you think that love is blind when it comes to physical only?
I think love is blind when it comes to physical only. No.
Why?
I feel like you can build connections blindly, but will that still stand if we were talking and communicating, and we built a strong, genuine connection, and then I propose without seeing you say yeah, but then you see me on the other side of the wall, and I'm 500 pounds.
I love you, but this ain't gonna work.
Listen,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I can love you, and we can still be friends.
Exactly.
We can be, the best of friends.
But that don't take away the love. I love you, but I'm not blind. So I don't know. I think that because we're humans, and I think that I would still love you, but I can't be with you, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that no.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have
Like,
to go with that no.
I think that I've seen people, like, because everybody on the show isn't attractive. Everybody has, everyone on the show is not 100% attractive. Like,
Agreed.
Some people have their flaws or whatever. However, every individual on this earth has their own preference. So what I might be like, oh Lord, somebody else might be like, oh Lord. So it's like their attraction is not our attraction. So they might, and their tolerance, I don't know if that's the right word, but like,
you tolerating me, I don't want it.
Okay. What's the right word?
I don't know. I don't want to be
threshold.
Tolerated. I want to be accepted.
I don't know the right word.
If you tolerating something, I mean you really don't want it. But you gonna force yourself to do it.
I mean, but okay, think about Deep D and Shake. He tolerated her because she's a brown woman, not blonde hair, blue eyes, white woman.
I don't know if he's tolerating or if he's just yet to indulge in it. Again, his first brown girl.
That's true. I don't know. Love is complicated. Physical attraction is shallow.
Is love complicated, or do complicated people complicate it?
No, love is complicated.
Is it?
Okay, love is complex. That's the better word. And I'm sticking with that word. You wouldn't agree?
I feel like love is
complex because there are so many different layers to love. There are so many different aspects to love.
But I feel like it's the complexities of the individuals that make it difficult.
Maybe. And that's why love is not enough. Because love is the foundation. As long as you have that foundation.
We said that on one of our episodes. Love is the foundation to build upon.
Go watch. I don't know what episode it was.
Me either. It might have been the first season.
But go watch. But I don't know, man. Love is deep. But according to Nick Lachey and what's her name?
Lady Lachey. Lady Lachey.
Vanessa. Love is blind.
We gonna cut that.
Yo, it's been real.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming. Okay?
It has.
It has been so overdue.
We're gonna try not to let too much time go by.
But we gonna try to do this. We're gonna do this. We're not gonna try. We're going to do it. We're going to be better. We're going to be consistent because my pastor said 2022 better things. You know where I was going. Okay.
I was thinking he might have said something in a sermon recently that was like,
we gotta stay consistent though.
We do.
So that's what we're gonna do. So until next time,
be sure to like us, share, comment, subscribe, and stick with us.
Period. Because we going places.
See y'all next time.
Have a great
peace.
Yeah. Okay, bye.